Without the hill.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lion7 aka Phoenix, or whatever you guys want to call me. If you've been around long enough to know my other names, feel free to use them. I have a story time for you guys today, and we're going back in time. We're going to be talking about some of my high school experiences, right? Mainly with one teacher in particular. We're going to call her Miss C, not her actual name. The C stands for crazy, but she's absolutely insane. So, first story that you guys are going to get from her, and it's going to be a bunch of stories in one, so it's just going to kind of be like little instances of just her doing insane stuff with a little bit of context and detail. First one we're going to talk about is she threatened to EMP our classroom. She legitimately told us she was going to buy an EMP device and EMP our classroom. Mind you, I'm going to tell you what led up to that, right? So she's writing on the board one day, and like two different people's phones go off, like get notifications. Pretty sure like one of the group chats I'm in, a couple other people in my class are in too, so all of our phones go off because someone's typing in that group chat. So you hear like 3 phones go off. She turns around and says, I'm going to buy an EMP device and I'm going to EMP our classroom so you guys can't be on your phones. No one was on their phone. Everyone's phones are either on their desk, top left-hand corner, screen down, or in their pockets, or in their book bags, or whatever. No one's on their phone. No one's been on their phone. Mind you, we have 2 teachers. There was another teacher in there, right? Even he was kind of looking around like no one was on their phone. We're all just paying attention. So, he didn't really say anything. We really never had our backs or anything. We could talk about him a whole other day. But like, she then goes, yeah, I'm going to buy an EMP device. I'm going to EMP the class. Like, none of you are going to be able to use your phones. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, none of us did anything. Why are you threatening us to EMP the classroom? First off, that's an insane thing to say. Because, like, I'm pretty sure that's illegal in, like, more ways than one. Purchasing an EMP device, I'm pretty sure is illegal. And then just using it in, like, a setting like that, I'm pretty sure is illegal. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but, like, even if it isn't illegal, you deserve to be on a watch list because that's insane. And there are other classes near ours. It's not like we're in some, like, far-off corner of the school. You would have EMP'd, like, 3 classrooms, including ours, so no one would have been learning at all. Just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, unable to do anything. That's insanity at its finest. Another time, she took us to the library to use the computers. We were going to go to the computer lab, but someone tried to get out, so we couldn't. So we go to the library. Me and my friends all sit in a row. But mind you, before we get there, she told us we're allowed to listen to music on the computers or on our phones if we wanted. A lot of us chose the computers. I had set it up to where I had multiple tabs open in like different little corners of my screen, so I didn't have to like constantly click back and forth to like look at something, change something, whatever. And in the top right hand corner, super small, I have a tab with YouTube for my music. It's just, you know, I'm listening to music, boom. And I change a song, go back to working, and she's like, she comes over, she's like, you're not doing your work. I'm like, I am doing my work. You could literally see I had like a lot of my stuff done. I was almost done. Like, you could see where I'm getting my source material from. You could see everything, right? Like, you could see all the different tabs. Mind you, you can't even really see the YouTube tab. It's super small. So she's like, you were on YouTube, you were watching videos, you weren't doing your work. I'm like, I was on YouTube changing a song, still doing my work. Like, you know, I'm just telling her what the facts are. I'm staying calm. If you know me, that right there takes a lot of discipline because I'm quick to go off the rails for stuff like that. If you accuse me of doing something I didn't do blatantly, and there's like evidence that I didn't do it, I'm very quick to go off the rails. But I was doing my best to keep my calm this day because I just didn't feel like the drama. And she's like, no, you weren't doing your work, blah, 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 blah. You need to do your work. I'm like, okay. So I go back to typing, doing my work. And she goes, no, you're not doing your work. And turns off my computer. Legitimately turns off completely. Like, holds the power button, turns it off. Cuts it completely off. And then, then takes a step back and goes, you need to do your work. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to do my work when you turn off my computer? I don't know, figure it out, you need to do your work. Well, if this is an assignment we have to do on the computer, and you turn off my computer, doing my work's not possible. Like, it just isn't. There's nothing I can do. Like, what am I supposed to do? Stare into the blank screen of the abyss and somehow just use my mind or something? Like, what am I supposed to do? So, this is where I start to, you know, start to go off the rails a little bit, start to kind of lose it, start to snap that a little bit. And my friends are like, looking at me kind of like, it's justified type beat. I'm like, how are you going to sit here and say, we can listen to music, which is what I did. Small little tab. And then come over here and be like, oh, well, you're not doing your work because I'm listening to music? Make it make sense. You turned off my whole computer because you said I'm not doing work and then told me to do work. That's not how this works. So I get up, get myself, go to the counselors. I tell them, listen, she's going to call. Here's what really happened. If you want, if you think I'm lying, I have a row of people who will vouch for me, say the exact story word for word. They were like, listen, we understand, we believe you, just chill here for the rest of the period. What does she do? She calls, goes, and she's down there. They're like, yeah, but he's just telling me he's not coming back to class, blah, 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 blah. All right, boom. So that's that day. Another day, she threw a temper tantrum. I'm not even joking. She threw a legitimate temper tantrum. She stood in front of our class, stomping her feet, flailing her arms, and jumping up and down like a child. Mind you, we are high school students. She's a grown adult, and you're throwing a temper tantrum like a child. Genuinely. I want you to imagine, a legitimate child's temper tantrum. That's what it was. She was crazy. So, yeah, that's this video. I have a lot more stories that I do want to do on her and just my time in high school. So a lot more of those will be coming soon. This was just the introduction. I hope you guys enjoyed.